You better do it right. Just leave it to me. Hurry up and get that side ready, too. Ahem, the wedding's starting. Ooh, I am loving that dress. I'm getting some goth vibes off of that. Nick, do you pledge to love this old bag? I mean, witch? I do. And do you pledge to love Nick? Of course, I swear in the name of the witch. Oh, she looks so pretty. I'm definitely loving that alternative style. Great! I now pronounce you husband and wife. Oh my bears! Did you come to congratulate me? Thanks! Even my froggies will. Nothing. You should be more honest with yourself. Thank you, everyone. We'll definitely live happily ever after. I haven't got a choice. Here's your present. So there we have it. Very short, brief wedding ceremony. Probably the weirdest wedding I've ever seen in a Harvest Moon game, and I've seen some very strange ones. Even Shay's wedding ceremony isn't as strange because at least the other villagers in town show up and surprise you and kind of scold you for having this secret wedding, but Witch Princess's wedding is definitely very unique. I knew it was gonna be Witchkin presiding, and I knew it was just gonna be her and Witchkin. That was definitely something very, very unique, so we are now officially married to the Witch Princess. I don't know why they chose to put the credits after the wedding. You would think that credits would go after raising your first few islands. I understand not doing it, by raising Sunny Island, because that can take quite a while, but getting married isn't like the ultimate goal of this game. After a short credit sequence, you will be brought back to your farmhouse with your new husband or wife. You want to change what I call you? No, Nick. Nick's just perfect. So that's that. Alright, and already she's taking control. Normally, every other spouse that I've seen will allow you to choose a nickname. So you would get the opportunity for your spouse to call you whatever it was you wanted. Hun, dear, sweetheart, any combination of nickname that you want, or you can just change it and keep your character's name. But it's interesting that Witch Princess actually doesn't even give you that opportunity. She just decides, nope, I'm gonna continue to call you by your name. So, yep, she's got a big, bright red heart. She's very, very happy. She's living with us here in the farmhouse. If we look at our assets menu, you will now see that she is listed underneath us. So that spot below us is sort of where our family would go once we have a child. Our child will be placed in that little box as well to keep track of their heart levels. And your wedding anniversary is now marked on the calendar. So in our case, we actually missed out on 2 in-game days because the 20th we had a blizzard. We weren't allowed to go outside at all. And then our wedding took up an entire day. So my animals haven't been fed in 2 days. I hope that they are okay. And I better just go around the island and check things out. I'm gonna go check on my trees first of all, because I am a little worried that maybe I've lost some of my trees. I'll have to re-fence them, but it doesn't look like we actually lost any of them, which is fantastic. So this would be a good chance for me to use some of that golden lumber. I will feed the animals later, and it's a Sunday today, darn. That's really crappy. After you're married, you can now upgrade your house one more time to the largest size, which is required if you want to have a baby. And you're not able to see that upgrade in Ganon's shop until after you're married. It actually doesn't show up until that point, so I wasn't able to build that preemptively before marrying the Witch Princess, so I was gonna go check that out, but unfortunately I cannot do that because Ganon is off today. I don't actually know if I'm gonna be able to afford that or not. We're gonna have to see, but we will sort of check that out as soon as I'm able to. You can see now by speaking to the girls, their hearts have disappeared beside their portrait, obviously because we're not trying to impress them. But by speaking to Lily here, for example, you can see that they might still kind of flirt with you. I don't think that their heart dialogue actually changes. You can still give them gifts, and once you're married, you can start to see some of the rival heart events without needing to worry about heart levels between your rival and other potential marriage candidates. I do believe if we start to speak to some of the bachelors of the village, their dialogue has changed, and I do believe some of them sort of just offer to help you and ask about marriage and congratulate you and such and so forth. And the same would work for a female character. If you're playing as Chelsea, you could talk to some of the women in the village and they would congratulate you and say nice things. So we may or may not see that. It might take a couple of days for some of that dialogue to change. And it might also depend on our heart levels with all of the different characters, but I do know that I have seen some slight dialogue changes from playing this game before and being married before. And I'm surprised our silky chicken hasn't hatched yet. I guess it's gonna have to be one more day. That might be something I'm gonna have to see tomorrow. So we should have a new chicken tomorrow. It looks like we have a feed box all ready to go for that chicken. And time is ticking by very, very slowly. There are a few other sort of minor changes that happen after you get married. Your spouse will prepare a meal for you each and every single day. I do believe it's at about 1 o'clock, in between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I do believe they prepare a lunch for you. And then usually after that point, your spouse will move, and a lot of the time they will go back to their original home where they came from and just kind of hang out. So for example, I've spoken to Elliot here, and he is asking me about married life and offering some advice and just, you know, saying hello. So we will probably see some dialogue changes depending on which characters we're talking to. We can start to see some rival heart events, which should be nice as well. So I might pick a different day just to show off some of these changes because I don't really have anything to talk about. I don't really have anything besides the wedding to sort of put into this video. I was gonna go to Gannon's, but he's closed, so I can't do that. And it's just gonna be a matter of me catching up on my chores and doing all of that boring sort of routine stuff that I've been trying to do off screen, just because not only does it just make time go by a little bit faster to do all that stuff off screen, but I just think it makes for a more interesting video not to just keep repeating the same old stuff over and over and over again. We are almost 100 videos in at this point, so everybody sort of knows all of my different routines at this point. 11 small fish. 7 small fish out of that, all crappy quality. Let's put another one down. But assuming that our chicken hatches tomorrow and Gannon's shop is also open tomorrow, I can probably save a bit of content and talk about it tomorrow. But let's go back to the house for now because I may be able to show off the lunch event, because that should be coming up shortly. So yeah, it looks like it'll be from about 1 to 2. So if you walk into your farmhouse in between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, your spouse will give you something to eat. And it's different every single day, which I actually think is pretty cool because you will be able to eat some unique food. You might be able to ship some things that you haven't been able to ship through the shipping bin before. And you might get stuff that you yourself can't make through your kitchen yet. So right at 1 o'clock here we can walk right into the kitchen. Your spouse will make you a lunch. I'm not quite sure what that is, but we can look at it and see what it is. Natto. So yeah, she made us some natto. And like I said, it's different every single day. And you can do with it what you want. You can sell it. You can eat it. It's usually of good quality. This is a full quality dish, so it'll have some really, really good stamina recovery. I think that's actually one of the biggest perks about having a spouse in this game is, sure, they don't help you with a lot of your chores or anything like that, but the meals that you get are quite decent, and as you can see, it also doesn't pass any time on the clock whatsoever. So if I walk into my farmhouse right at 1 o'clock, it doesn't take me an hour to eat lunch. I don't waste any time. So I'll get a nice meal, so I can do with that what I want. And then after that, generally, your spouse will leave the house. So you can see here that Witch Princess is no longer at the house, and it looks like she's on the Mystic Islands. So she has most likely returned to her home now. Her old house where she used to live. They usually will go there for a few hours in the afternoon and then return back to the farmhouse. So we can pop in and say hello. I came to see if that brat did anything to my precious bears. Nope. Everything looks the same. Of course, Witchkin is here living by herself. So, married life is not terribly exciting. There are some other games in the franchise where you can kind of do more with your spouse. You can have some better interactions with them. But the lunch thing is pretty neat. I think it's a really nice feature. It's very, very helpful, to say the least. I do like that you get a lot of different dialogue. All of her dialogue will be different. Even giving her gifts will probably change her dialogue. Storms, blizzards, they'll say different things depending on their heart level with you. If you want to be a bad, mean spouse, you can give them gifts that they hate. But there isn't divorce in this game, so there's no real point in that. Your spouse will give you a wonderful on your anniversary every single year. You will celebrate your birthday together, and eventually, hopefully within the next month or two, we will also be having a pregnancy event with the Witch Princess as well. So if there's any other changes that I can think of that I should include, I will do it at another time. Like I said, I don't really have much content, but I will probably return tomorrow so we can look at what our next house upgrade is going to cost us, and also so that we can see our new brand of chickens. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.